Good morning from Cape May, or actually I should say Atlantic City, New Jersey. I'm about to make my way to Cape May, and it is just a little bit after 10. I'm going to have a plan to go to the race briefing at 11 a.m. and then we'll check in. I'll take you through the check-in experience, but also to share not very great news. I started assembling my bike late last night and I found out that, well, there is no shifting going on. So I've got to go and take this to the bike tent, crossing fingers. I just only have a dead battery and they'll be able to replace it, but I don't know, we're gonna see. But I'm still gonna check in regardless and go through the whole experience, and also head to the bike mechanic tent to see if they can go and fix my battery issues. That's what I think, because yeah, not being able to shift in a race is not a good thing. So I'm gonna take you with me. It's a 40-minute drive to Cape May, rush to the bike mechanics tent, and then head to the 11 a.m. briefing and take you along with me for check-in and the expo experience. Good morning, everyone, from Cape May, New Jersey. Here is the Escape to Cape. This is the check-in. Steve Del Monte, the great and awesome race director, is doing his race briefing. I'm gonna listen to that for a bit. Bad news for me, the bike mechanics do not know how to fix Di2, which I think is a shame. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of DIY or find a bike mechanic shop that's able to fix a Di2 or basically replace a dead battery. So I got a little bit of scrambling to do for the day. And then otherwise, if not, then I'm stuck in basically the little ring and the biggest cog. So that's gonna be my race day. Gonna be a lot of grinding, and that's not ideal for the drivetrain. But you know, that's maybe what I have, and that's my handicap, so be it. Then I'm gonna have to go to find a bike shop. But I'm gonna check in for right now. Look at this crowd here. We got a good crowd, and I'm gonna have to do a little bit of DIY. So check back in a bit, take you through to check in, and then we'll be on our way. All right, I'm back at base camp here in Atlantic City, and as you saw, well, previously I was not able to fix this, but I found the bad cable and everything else shifts correctly. So I found the bad cable, which means I'm just gonna have to go to a repair shop, and that means I'm not gonna be able to shift on this, but everything else shifts accordingly. But this bike course is only 40 feet of elevation gain, so I'm not really anticipating needing to go and switch to the little ring much. That being stated, I am back in business, so now I'm super excited to go back there and ride the course, hopefully with no other cables that are going to screw up, and then we'll go from there. Okay, I finished the preview. I will say first remarks is it is kind of rough in terms of it is not the smoothest course. Yeah, I'm still coughing a little bit because it's really dry out here actually. Yeah, so it's fairly flat. There's a few places where you got to be careful. Apologies for the lighting, just getting my water. A few places where the light, where you got to be a little bit careful of going the downhill into kind of the neighborhood area. It's kind of rough pavement. Actually, it's not smooth at all. And then once you get through those country roads, then going back onto the state route, it gets nice and smooth and fast. So it's flat, but it's not the smoothest of courses. I completed 9.5 miles in just under 25 minutes. So, and that was a easy zone 2 with a little bit of burst in here and there. So yeah, it's gonna be a fast one tomorrow. I was able to fix my gears. Found the wrong cable, and now time for dinner and time to cool off and get myself hydrated, carbed up, fueled up, and ready to go for a 4 a.m. wake-up call. So with that, I'm gonna go and head to dinner with my sister and her husband, and then we'll go from there. But I'll get back to the hotel afterwards and show you what the full race kit setup's going to be. Good evening, everyone. I am just under 12 hours until race morning. It's almost 9 p.m. here and about ready to hit the deck, but just want to give a little bit of an overview of my kit. The glasses not shown here in terms of the sunglasses, but I'll just toss them in. Not pictured here, but the bike is charging. And talk a little bit about my race prep strategy and overall thoughts going into Escape the Cape. One is to first have fun. I was able to fix the mechanical issues on my bike, found a cable that was wrong. Overall, I would say this is going to be fast and flat, or relatively flat, probably about 400 feet of total gain on the bike, 23 miles. But first, starting off with the swim. The swim is going to be fast and furious with a down current swim accordingly. Water temperature was 65 degrees in midday. I anticipate it's probably going to be around the same, which is very good, ideal wetsuit conditions. So gladly take that. Then the next part is, then it'll be a 5-minute run from the beach to T1, where I'm going to take a little bit of time in T1 just to make sure I got everything ready, and then do a quick mount onto the bike. And then afterwards, we've got 23 miles of hard riding, a little bit of rough pavement on a couple of sections like I mentioned in my earlier part of the video, and just keeping the power steady. That's going to be key, is keeping it steady, not too hard, not too easy, trying to keep a mid-high zone 3 in terms of level of effort. I'll see what my wattage comes out. I mean, I have some goal watts to be around 250, 260, but I don't know if I've got quite the willpower on some of the rough pavement to do it. So we'll kind of see if the normalized power goes into upper zone 3. That'll be a really good day, but we got to execute. And then going into T2 is going to be fairly quick, going into the beach run. So this beach run is 5.2 miles, I want to say. They say a little more than 5, so I'll prepare for that. I'll be happy with anything sub 7-minute miles is kind of a goal. But again, I'm going to see what the sand gives me. And I'm going to try to stay more in the packed sand, so closer towards the waterfront, as opposed to being closer to the dunes, because I do not like running in dunes like I did in Escape from Alcatraz. That was a mistake, so I'm not going to do the same thing here unless it is forced upon us as athletes. Then we'll just kind of see how it ends up in terms of time. So a lot of full send. It will not be full send on the swim. That will be intentional. So I'm going to keep it zone 3 in the swim, a high zone 3 on the bike, and then zone 4 plus on the run, because that's where I know the matches need to be burned. And then just keep it nice and steady in the beginning parts, and not try to overdo it, because that run is going to be where it's needed with that beach running. So that's my strategy, nutrition-wise. As you can see here, I've got my Humadrels, and going to consume these 2 on the bike, going to consume my caffeinated gel on the boat. Yes, you heard me. I'm going to be caffeinating on the boat before hitting into the water. I may have a gel in transition. I will have a gel that is currently in my run, which is not shown in here because it is in the refrigerator. And then I will have probably a backup gel in my tri-suit, just in case, and another gel with me as another backup measure. Goggles are going to be my clear goggles, because I will want to have some visibility. Yellow cap for Olympic, Team Zoot colors, although it says 2020, but it's 2023 coloring. And wear the bib, and then I'll be wearing my blue Team Zoot cap. And I am bib number 313 for those that are keeping track with me. For the aero helmet, I am not going to wear a visor, The reason why is because it's going to be 71 degrees at start, and I project that it's going to be staying that warm throughout, so it's going to be a very warm race. I want to make sure I stay cool. I rode today a little bit earlier and it hit around 81, and I want to make sure that I am indeed on the safe side when it comes to making sure I've got enough ventilation in my head. So here we go, that's my race strategy. At least I hope to execute it. That's really going to be key. Breakfast is probably going to be on the lighter side, although I did buy a little bit more than I intended to, but that just means that when I get back to the hotel here, then I've got extra food on the road. Really, that's all I have here. I'm going to hit the deck in about 20 minutes once I finish packing here and getting some of my tattoos on, and even I'll probably say the sunscreen until I get to the race venue, and then we'll just go from there. So until then, if you like the content of this video, then please go and hit that subscribe button for me, and also leave a like. And I, of course, appreciate any comments that you have. Are you at Escape the Cape? Or have you raced Escape the Cape before? And until the next time, which will be tomorrow when I start filming as I go through transition. Until the next one, Yoshi out.